Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another Minecraft episode in the deep woods. Actually, not that well. We're getting to deep woods. Actually, we're kind of on the third in deep woods. Anyway, my name is Kimberly Quinn, and that's little Giovanni coming to join me, and we are happy to have this talk today about the connection of mindfulness to insight. It's so huge, and the proof in the pudding. Oh, just check out that snow marshmallow. This is all that's left of the snow we've had. It's like January. It's so nuts, but there are a couple leaf-covered snow marshmallows. Anyway, so the connection of mindfulness to insight, and what's totally amazing is that I was just working on some writing, and I was just writing about this very thing, that mindfulness, and how mindfulness is just so beneficial in so many ways, right? We know that it reduces anxiety and depression. We know that it has us more focused. It makes us more creative, all these things. And then I was also listening to Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh, who apparently just died a year ago this month. What a wonderful man. He's just, his voice alone is like a massage. I could listen to him all day. But anyway, I'm obviously all about the mindfulness, which is, remember, it's not like meditation. And all those other forms of meditation are certainly good. We're not saying, it's like kind of like shoes or movies. You have your personal preference. It has to be a good fit. I personally like mindfulness, as mentioned before, mainly because it's non-judgmental. We're not trying to create a thought vacuum. That's huge. Because me being the Fast Mind Club, otherwise known as ADHD, which I don't say because it's shaming and stupid, but there's a better chance of seeing the good Lord himself than me creating a thought vacuum. They just flying through all the time. So the non-judgment, right, of, here comes an anxious thought. Okay, so what? Who cares? Welcome to the human race. I also like, that's the non-judgmental piece. I also like that it's meditation on the go, because a lot of people relax and they're calm and all that when they're sitting in lotus position with their palms up, like the Zen monks, and great for love monks, but that doesn't work for everybody. So mindfulness on the go means when you're hiking in the woods, when you're skiing, when you're eating, when you're having a conversation, when you're in the shower, all that good stuff. So meditation on the go. Mindfulness is non-judgmental, and meditation on the go. And it also, it's lots of other things. We're sticking with this theme today because I was watching Thich Nhat Hanh, the Zen master, with his soothing voice, talk about how we all have these three energies in us. So here it comes. This is really good stuff. Mindfulness, which is, of course, about being present in the moment, right now, non-judgmentally, and as if our life depended on it. And Jon Kabat-Zinn, that's enormously paraphrased. Oh, paraphrase, that's kind of good. That's enormously paraphrased, but basically that's what it is. It's about being, not doing. In fact, Jon Kabat-Zinn says in one of his videos, if you're thinking of adding being mindful to your to-do list, just don't, because you're not ready. It's not about doing, it's about being. It's just, you can be washing the dishes and that you're being mindful. So anyway, Thich Nhat Hanh got into this three energies thing. So there's mindfulness, being present, immersed in this moment where there is no room for anxiety or depression, by the way. Because anxiety is about the future, depression is about ruminating about the past. So we're immersed in this wonderful, lovely life minute that we have in this moment. And Thich Nhat Hanh talked about how this then leads to this intense concentration. So the first energy is mindfulness, being present. The second energy is this full concentration. He talks about how the concentration is the mind and the body connected. Like, you're so aware of your body. I mean, even right now, standing here, I'm very aware of my two fingers holding the cell phone. I'm aware that Giovanni's behind me. I'm also watching him. But I'm also aware that the earth is very squishy right now. It's squishy because we had the snow and then it melted, and it's January and it's weird. And the leaves are all kind of tightly packed, and I can feel the tightly packed leaves and a little bit of squish with the mud. I can also smell the earth, which might sound really weird. It's definitely more pungent in the spring, but because this is a weird thaw, it smells like a weird thaw. I don't know how else to say it. I can smell the leaves and the dirt and everything, and being aware, I can also feel the cold air pressing on my hands because it's some kind of weird weather pattern in the woods. Because it's January and it's thawing. It's just strange. And I can also hear the brook babbling, and being fully present of the body, feeling the air, feeling the squish, all that stuff, feeling my breathing. Okay, so there's the mindfulness, there's the intense concentration. And then, so that's the second energy, is concentration that emanates from mindfulness. And then the third one is insight, which is, oh my God, I'm all about it. So with mindfulness leads to this intense concentration, which then leads to insight. And that is when the ideas just come to us. All of a sudden there's the solution to the problem. And Oprah would call it a light bulb moment or an aha moment, right? I think she says aha moment. Light bulb moment, kind of universal. Oprah says aha moment, when it all just comes together. And doesn't that feel good? I mean, we've all had that happen. So solution to the problem with the relationship, solution with the problem of what I do about work, solution with the problem, do I change majors, solution to the problem, do I move, solution to the problem, whatever. And also just insight, that new play you want to write, that new opportunity that you've walked by 17 times, and maybe it's to run a Shakespeare program at a middle school or something. You're like, you know what? I'll make the time. It's my passion. I'll do it. And this stuff just comes to us. So you have no idea how many things, how much insight I have gained with little Giovanni in these woods, in these exact woods. In fact, the name Mindcraft that I came up with for the course I designed, which then transferred into this YouTube and the podcast and other things and some of my Psychology Today articles and such, I came up with here. I shouldn't say I came up with it. I really can't even take credit for it in a way, because it just came to me. Like, it's kind of like, the clouds open, clouds part, and bang, there it was. It just Mindcraft. And so many people comment on it, when really that's what happens when we are mindful. I was fully immersed in the woods with Giovanni and just taking it all in, and then there it was. Also, there was another time, I was just writing about this. There was, I was right about here, actually, maybe a little bit higher than here, and it was the spring and the birds everywhere, woodpeckers, and there were these two blue jays really trying hard to impress, to kind of impress their women. One woman, two jays, right? And so they're diving like they do and making tons of noise, squawking, squeaking, flaunting their gorgeous blue feathers to impress her, to try to, persuade her to be their bride. And that I just was so immersed in these blue jays. And thankfully, because I just came up here on that day to just walk around, and that whole blue jay, show turned into a video afterwards. And I just had this tremendous insight about, need for approval and how we do this and do that to gain approval. And with human beings, I mean. And it just came to me right here in these woods. And so this is why I'm just so inspired. I was so inspired by Thich Nhat Hanh, because I could just personally relate to all that. So insight also came in that moment watching him. So mindfulness, again, leads to intense concentration, which then leads to insight, which then can lead to something called flow, or cognitive flow. And that is the work of Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. Amazing work that he's done. And that's when you take that insight a step further and you're just in the flow zone. If you've ever been in the state with playing in a band in your garage, or writing, or doing some sport that you're really good at, and all of a sudden you lose track of time, you lose track of who you are. I don't mean in a codependent way, but in a way that's just authentic and healthy and passionate and joyful. All of a sudden, the clock just whips by, and now it's dark. Like, what happened to that? I was playing my guitar, and now it's time for dinner. And there's really no one else you'd rather be, nowhere else you'd rather be, and nothing else you'd rather be doing. So the mindfulness can lead to, or does lead to, the intense concentration, which then leads to insight, which then leads to this joyful state of consciousness where you're just in the zone, doing something because you just truly love to do it. And I don't even think there are words in any language for me to slap on there of what that feels like. When you're just in it, you feel connected to the whole universe. The divine light in you is just connected to everybody else, and you are doing your thing. And so there you go. So the mindfulness and its connection to insight. This is Kimberly Quinn signing off with Giovanni in the beautiful, though chilly, northern Vermont. Have a mindful day.